Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go. This is Valley News Live at 5.
Fargo police are investigating the death of an elderly woman found in a car this afternoon in the parking lot at 1401 33rd Street South. A passerby called police after she saw the woman in the back seat unresponsive in the frigid temperatures. Valley News Team's crime and safety reporter Bailey Hurley joins us live in the studio with more on the story. Bailey.
Andrea, police say when they found the woman this afternoon, just like you said, she was in the back seat of the vehicle, and police say it appears as though she had been dead for quite some time, saying it doesn't look like her death happened even within the last week, meaning police don't think the recent extreme temperatures had anything to do with her death. The car she was in the back of a parking lot right next to some large snowbanks. You can see here in this photo taken this afternoon.
Again, it wasn't in an area that's frequented by customers at Cashwise. It was caught in the far part of the parking lot, not near the store. So they may have just assumed that somebody had just left the car there.
Police say the woman is in her 60s and they're still working to identify her as well as notify her family. Police don't know if drugs or alcohol played a factor into the death, and as of right now, there is no foul play suspected. Andrea?
All right, thank you, Bailey. We'll continue to track this story, and we'll have more tonight on Valley News Live at 10. Another day of frigid weather and below zero temps, but we had sunshine. Hutch is here with more on tonight's forecast. Hutch.
Indeed, and it's crystal clear. And here's another piece of good news. The wind really tapering off today didn't feel that bad. I know with 20s below, that it's hard to say and hard to believe that we say. But here's a look at actual air temperature. Right now falling back to 20 below in Fargo, 25 below in Bemidji. And as we said yesterday, the warm spot, Jamestown, 16 below zero. Factor in the winds. We have wind chills between 20 and 45 below zero as we head into the evening. So it's still brutal out there, and that wind chill warning remains in effect for our entire viewing area out towards the Twin Cities and Wisconsin, too. Well, not above zero until Friday. Still anticipating that temperatures tonight, at least in the early overnight hours, will dip down into the 30s below. We'll see temperatures fall quicker tonight thanks to the fact that we have calm winds and crystal clear skies. Wind chills this evening will be very brutal, especially first thing in the morning as south winds return. So, Andrea, by morning, some of us will see temperatures rising back up, but the wind will make it feel mighty brutal out there. So another tough day out there. We'll have details on what you can expect in your hour-by-hour forecast, and we are tracking another potential winter storm. I'll have details on when and where that is looking to hit here in a minute.
All right, thanks, Hutch.
You bet.
With the dropping temperatures comes a lot of closures in the valley. Valley News Team's Maddie Jelseth went to Grand Forks, where they saw some of the coldest temps in our area.
A few businesses, fast food restaurants, city offices, and county offices in Grand Forks closed today due to the cold temps. One resident says he's happy they closed their doors for the safety of everybody.
I think it's for the benefit of everybody. Because if you got to stand outside for any length of time waiting for a bus or whatever, it's hazardous.
There was also no school in Grand Forks today.
I've got grandchildren and I'm glad they canceled school so they didn't have to be standing waiting for the bus.
If you're outside in these temperatures with any exposed skin, you can get frostbite within minutes, which is why a few businesses in Grand Forks closed for the day for the safety of their employees and the customers.
It keeps people out and let the city clean the streets and get things taken care of.
Although these businesses and offices are closed, emergency personnel are still out and about. In Grand Forks, Maddie Jelseth, Valley News Live.
However, emergency personnel say they are always responding to calls for service, no matter what the weather is like. The cold weather break is over for students in the metro area. Fargo and West Fargo school districts tell us school and activities will proceed as normal tomorrow. In Moorhead, a slight difference with school starting 2 hours late on Thursday. Check with your school district to find out when the days will be made up. Also, stay connected with valleynewslive.com, where we list postponements and cancellations. The wintry weather prompted the courts to cancel Tuesday's sentencing for a Minnesota man accused of attacking an Animus priest a year ago. 43-year-old Chad Laguerre was scheduled to be sentenced today for assaulting Father Robert Wapensky. Laguerre originally pleaded not guilty to 3 felony charges before changing to an Alford plea on an attempted murder charge in November. 2 lesser charges were dropped. Laguerre remains in custody in Rugby, North Dakota. A new bill on cyberbullying could allow school districts and administrators to investigate incidents that don't take place on school grounds or during the school day. Advocates say the bill says it's something districts are already dealing with, and even if it happens outside of school, they are investigating it because it impacts kids during the school day. However, schools are worried about liability issues and where their jurisdiction lies.
We would need to have something reported to us so that we could investigate. We can't just assume what might be happening. So obviously we need to get an alert that something's happening before that investigation could take place.
No one spoke in opposition to the bill, and the committee made no recommendation today. A data breach potentially exposed personal information of up to 3,000 people through the Minnesota Department of Human Services. It happened September 28th when an employee fell for a phishing scam and clicked on a malicious link that caused the employee's email account to send spam. The compromised account contained data on DHS employees and clients, including names, dates of birth, phone numbers, emails, and information on child protection cases. It also held Social Security and driver's license numbers and financial data on about 30 people. The bitter cold has prompted Amtrak to cancel its Empire Builder routes that cross North Dakota. Amtrak canceled eastbound departures from Washington State and westbound departures from Chicago Tuesday and Wednesday. This means there are no eastbound or westbound Empire Builders running through Minot Wednesday or Thursday. A spokesman for Amtrak says customers who had purchased tickets for these routes can get reimbursed. A woman reached out to our whistleblower hotline concerned for the safety of a few horses. These horses are located on a piece of land off of I-29 near Gardner, North Dakota. The Cass County Sheriff's Department says they know of the area and have received numerous complaints there. The department says the horses are being cared for and says while the home may look sketchy to some people, the owner of the horses is there working every day. If you need help with an issue in your community, call our whistleblower hotline, 237-6576. You can call and leave your tip, and then we will do our best to get to the bottom of it. As you're gearing up for the big game this Sunday, Allstate has some tips to make sure that you're being a responsible host. If you are throwing a party at your home, never let a guest drive home drunk. Instead, encourage them to arrange a ride home or stay at your house for the night. Always shovel your walkway and driveway. If a friend slips on your property, you could be held responsible. And don't let guests distract you when you're cooking. Be sure to turn off the stove, too. Still ahead.